President Uhuru Kenyatta returned back into the country yesterday from the United States of America, where he had attended the National Prayer Breakfast meeting and also held meetings with the US President Donald Trump. And immediately the president landed into the country, amongst the few people he met was Raphael Tuju. And after meeting with Raphael Tuju issued a communications to the media that Jubilee Party Parliamentary Group will hold its consultative meeting next week on Friday. Remember, Jubilee Party has never held its parliamentary group meeting for a very long time. As a matter of fact, from April to 2018, that was the time I think they were supposed to meet. Up to today, they have not met to discuss any affair affecting Jubilee Party. And just a few weeks ago, the Jubilee members of parliament allied to the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto held a meeting in Naivasha. And Raphael Tuju again dismissed that meeting, explaining that as much as that meeting was welcomed, it did not qualify to be called a parliamentary group meeting. Now, let us go into the details of this meeting, because I want us to figure out the main motive of calling for this meeting, especially after the president returned from the United States of America. Let's just go through the content of Raphael Tuju's letter. It's here. Press release. It's saying the subject, Jubilee Members Parliamentary Consultative Meeting. After consultations within the party leadership and with the permission granted by the party leader, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, there will be a consultative meeting of Jubilee Members of Parliament, Senate and the National Assembly on Friday, 14th February 2020 at the Kenya School of Government from 8:30 a.m. 14th, by the way, let me just remind you, is a Valentine's Day. Maybe there's something, because also in politics, there are certain things which maybe it's coincident, but maybe there's something. And the letter is continuing. It had been anticipated that this meeting would take place today, which is 7th of February, in time before Parliament resumes next week. Postponement has been necessitated by the need to put aside all our activities as a sign of respect following the passing on of His Excellency, the former President, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. I want you to listen to the last paragraph, because from that last paragraph, there are certain conclusions we can make. Tuju's letter is concluding, the consultative meeting will not be technically a parliamentary group meeting, because it will not be chaired by the party leader, but it will be an occasion to have a discourse with the members and to give an update on various issues of interest and concern to the party. All Jubilee members of parliament are required to attend. Registration starts at 8 a.m. Now there's this part that it will not be chaired by the party leader, but it will be an occasion to have a discourse with members and to give an update on various issues of interest and concern in the party. That letter by Raphael Tuju and the meeting he held with President Uhuru Kenyatta, in my view, is significant politically speaking, especially as far as Jubilee Party politics is concerned. Jubilee Constitution states clearly that parliamentary group meeting can happen if the president chairs it. That's the Jubilee Party. But again, if the president is absent because of A, B, or C, he can designate someone to chair that meeting. In my view, the right person who would have been assigned to chair this meeting is the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Because the Deputy President is the Deputy Party Leader of Jubilee Party. If we leave that, let us look at the location where these guys are going to meet. They are going to meet government, Kenya School of Government. Traditionally, these guys have always held their meetings at State House, the Jubilee PG. And if not State House, why not hold this meeting in a place which show that Jubilee is indeed in power? Those are some of questions which are still very difficult for me to answer. And I'll be waiting to see the content and the discussions, how they'll be progressing at Kenya School of Government. Because what Jubilee leaders have been asking for is for President Uhuru Kenyatta to convene a Jubilee Parliamentary Group meeting so that they can air their problems and their issues in the presence of the President and his deputy so that they can find a way of solving those problems. But this opportunity will not be granted. The other question is, why is the President avoiding a situation where this meeting is going to be a Jubilee Parliamentary Group meeting? Because Jubilee Parliamentary Group meeting is anchored in Jubilee Constitution. So basically this is going to be an informal meeting. And if it's an informal meeting, why was the communications made through the Secretary General? In an ordinary circumstance, this communication then would have been made through the majority leader in the Senate, under the Senate, in the Senate, under the National Assembly, or probably through the whips of both houses. But why is this meeting going to be important to Jubilee Party? And what are the possible outcomes? In my view, I have the following in my mind. Number one, I think Uhuru Kenyatta is keen on reorganizing the Jubilee parliamentary leadership. He wants to reorganize it. And because these are issues which are in public domain, someone like Kipchumba Murkomen, someone like Washiali, someone like Susan Kihika, someone like the Kikuyu Member of Parliament, Kimani Ichung'wah, all these people are likely to lose the privileges of serving in various capacities in Parliament because they are not helping President Uhuru Kenyatta push for his agenda. And the reason they've called for this meeting is that they know so well that there's a group which is likely to boycott the allies of the deputy president. And if they boycott, how many people are going to attend this meeting? Remember in Naivasha the other day, so many people attended that meeting. Can Uhuru Kenyatta, through Raphael Tuju, ask the same people to attend this meeting and then they go ahead and attend? I know the rules or the tradition, I know the thinking and the strategy of the deputy president is that he doesn't want to be seen to be antagonizing the president. So likely the deputy president might go to Kenya School of Government and take charge of this meeting. But will those resolutions be respected? That's something we still can't tell as at now. But what I know for sure is that the issue of parliamentary leadership of Jubilee Party is likely to be discussed. And probably, I know people like Kimani Ichung'wah can easily be replaced just by writing a letter. But replacing someone like majority leader will not be easy. So for that, they'll not pursue that. But I know for sure these guys are planning to remove someone like Kipchumba Murkomen as the majority leader in the Senate, and replace him with the senator for what's in Gishu, Margaret Kamar. Let's just watch this space. That's number one. Number two, I think there could be a plan to push a common stand within the Jubilee, especially on building bridges initiative. The president was in the United States of America explaining how this building bridges initiative has managed to bring the country together and the rest. But I know at the back of his mind, he was thinking, if my own political party is not fully behind this thing, even if they are behind it, they're just behind it because I'm doing it. So probably he wants to meet them informally so that they can take a common stand on the building bridges initiative. Because if there's anything which has caused disquiet between Uhuru and Ruto, then probably it is this building bridges initiative. And I'm sure there's no way that PG is going to end without the building bridges initiative being discussed. Because at the end of the day, this thing called building bridges initiative will have to pass through parliament. Number three, I'm looking also at a possibility of Uhuru Kenyatta trying to reconcile the various groups in Jubilee Party. But I'm seeing this as very remote, because if it was part of the plan, probably the choice of the venue would have been a different place, in my view. But something tells me that Uhuru is likely trying to reconcile these two camps in Jubilee Party. And this, in my view, is something which is going to be welcomed by the allies of the Deputy President, William Samoei Ruto. That's something I'm trying to figure in my mind here. Number four is the party elections. Jubilee Party are likely to have party elections. Jubilee Party was supposed to conduct party elections in March. And I remember I once opined on this platform that Jubilee Party elections will not happen. Remember, because the Jubilee Party doesn't have working structures, that kind of communications cannot be easily communicated. Raila Odinga announced publicly that because of the BBI, ODM party cannot hold its party elections, which was scheduled again after Jubilee elections. But the Deputy President has always insisted that Jubilee is going to have elections. Jubilee Party cannot have elections in March. And something tells me this is the communication which is going to be passed to these people. That Jubilee as a political party will not have elections in March because it's not possible. We are already in February. By the time these guys will be meeting, they'll be in mid-February. Still morning Moi. Still morning Moi. Yeah. And then we have the referendum coming. I mean, we have the Building Bridges Initiative rallies planned. Then you want again to add Jubilee politics, internal politics, in the Building Bridges Initiative. It can't work. And I think the president is going to use Raphael Tuju to pass to them this information. That Jubilee Party elections is not viable in March as earlier envisaged. So probably they'll be asked to agree on a different date, or to agree on a different date, or on a way forward. But Jubilee elections will not happen in March, and they are going to be told here. Lastly, I think it's about the 2022 elections. Jubilee Party is in power. How many years to 2022? Are they keen on retaining the presidency as a political party? And if they're keen on retaining the presidency, what are the strategies of retaining it? Those can only be pushed by the elected leaders in Jubilee Party. That is the members of parliament and the Senate. And Uhuru Kenyatta's legacy, how are they going to achieve it? They can only be achieved if there's enough support from Parliament. And if the Parliament is divided the way it is, especially in Jubilee, we have allies of the DP and allies of the President, then even the Jubilee agenda will not be realized. So something tells me that when these guys will be meeting, they'll review everything. And probably they'll agree that Jubilee as a political party will not achieve much or has not achieved much. And therefore, within these remaining years, they must ensure that in Parliament, the agendas of Jubilee, based on their manifesto, is passed without any problem, because that's what will make Kenyans vote for them again in 2022. I don't know what you think. But from where I am, I strongly believe that this meeting of Jubilee Party, which is going to happen on Friday next week, is either going to break or to unite Jubilee Party. I'll be keenly following that meeting. But I think these 4 issues or 5 items are going to be the main item of that event. Reorganizing the parliamentary leadership, building bridges initiative, the Jubilee stand on it, reconciling the different groups in Jubilee Party. Is it possible to reconcile allies of the DP and allies of the Uhuru Kenyatta, especially in Parliament? Because that's where the division is much manifested. Jubilee Party elections, is it viable to have them in March, or do we postpone them? That's going to be discussed. And lastly, 2022 elections. I don't know what you think, and I want to listen to your views. Do you think this meeting is going to destroy or to unite Jubilee? And why do you think Uhuru Kenyatta came and the first person he met was Raphael Tuju, who then announced this Jubilee parliamentary meeting, but he himself as the president will be, as the president and as the leader of Jubilee Party, will not be attending? Let us think. And I want to hear your comments on that. And to the subscribers of this channel. Now, let me not talk to the subscribers, because the subscribers are already a family here. If you're bumping, anybody who is bumping on this video for the first time, I just want you to take a second or two and hit the subscribe button you see down there. Just hit it now, so that anytime you produce a video like this, you get notified. And to the subscribers, just like I normally say, the only request I want from you is to help me create interactions by either giving the video thumbs up or thumbs down. Thumbs up and thumbs down help me understand the content, whether you liked it or you didn't like it. And thank you guys, and may you have a good day. By the way, nitaenda kuzika Mzee Moi. Nitaenda kuzika Mzee Moi. I think when I was a young boy, I used to line up to say Nyayo, Nyayo, ile maziwa ya Nyayo pia nilikunywa. So Moi was a bad president and a good president at the same time. But because we are Africa, we must celebrate people. So I'll go to Moi's place. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day.